Chapter 9 Wind and Clouds Gather. Wadawa Gan Gathers. The prophecy of Duke Mao has come true. Wawa Gan Camp, a wild land, suddenly has a gathering of spiritual energy, becoming the destination of heroes in the world. The first person to arrive here is Duke Mao. He saw that although this place is not the land of the emperor, it has a dangerous terrain, easy to defend, difficult to attack. A perfect place for the stars to gather before finding the true dragon. He immediately joined Ji Rang's army, using his talent to help, waiting for the right time. Not long after, Cheng Yaojin came with his hammer. He caused a commotion as soon as he arrived, demanding to be the leader. But after a few funny and sad clashes, his honest nature and his 3 magical hammer strikes made everyone both respect and admire him. Then one day, a large group of men and horses advanced towards the camp gate. Leading the way was the majestic Qin Qiong. Next to him was the heroic and gallant Tang Xiongxin, and following behind was the exceptionally handsome young man La Sheng. Standing at the gate of the camp, Xu Maogong looked down, smiling, stroking his beard. To Maogong, talking to himself, his voice full of meaning. Here they come. Wu Ku, Zhao Long, Bai Long have all arrived. Even the demon king of the 100 World is here. It seems that the fire of resistance against Sui can start to burn from this hill. The meeting of the heroes happened like thunder and lightning. They had heard of each other for a long time. Now that they met, they could understand each other's aspirations just by looking into each other's eyes. That night, at a large tavern in the camp called Jia Jia Lu, they decided to do something important, cut their blood and swear an oath, becoming sworn brothers. Under the flickering candlelight, Xu Maogong took out the golden talismans, burned them to ashes, and mixed them with wine. The heroes pricked their fingertips one by one and dropped blood into each bowl of wine. The bowl of wine suddenly emitted a magical light. He raised the bowl of wine and spoke loudly. Qin Shubao. Today, Qin Qiong swears to heaven and earth. Although we were not born on the same day, month or year, we vow to die on the same day, month and year. Above to support the wise leader, below to save the people. If anyone betrays the truth, heaven and earth will not tolerate it. All of them shouted in unison. All heroes SAID, we vow to die on the same day, month and year. If anyone betrays the truth, heaven and earth will not tolerate it. They drank the bowl of wine together and swore. A warm spiritual energy spread throughout each person's body, connecting their fates together. The Brotherhood of Jia Jia Lu was forged, not only by the oath of mortals, but also by the witness of heaven, earth, and gods. A legendary force has officially been born, preparing to stir up the world. First battle. One morning, the Tang army approached Luoyang city. Dust and smoke were flying. Red flags filled the sky. His long spear pointing straight. Jiaojin, do you still remember the oath of the past? Today is the time when we cannot stand together under the same flag. The oath is still in your heart, but I follow Tang. You follow Zheng. On this battlefield, only swords and spears will decide. He then swung his axe down, rocks and dirt flying. Dan Zhongxin swung his spear to block, his strength thunderous. The two sides fought for more than 50 rounds, with no clear winner. The momentum shook the heavens, causing the soldiers on both sides to hold their breath. The twin spears entered the battle. The twin spears dancing across the sky. Brother Zhongxin, I will never forget our old friendship, but today I must fight to defend justice. Please be careful. The 3 heroes formed a triangle. Spears stabbing, hammers slashing, twin spears whirling. Sparks lit up the battlefield. Cheers rang out, dust billowed. No one won that battle, but the world spread the news. The omen of the north. Suddenly, he saw a red light rising from the north, like a long spear streak. He thought to himself, there must be a strange person there. In the future, he will be an assistant to the Tang dynasty, who was practicing his spear under the moonlight, waiting for the day of battle. Young man of Yaozhou, in the far north, in the city of Yaozhou, there was a hero named La. It is said that when La Sheng was born, the door of the house was bright. Red clouds wrapped around the roof tiles. When he was only 10 years old, he could lift a spear weighing several dozen pounds. His spear technique was neat and fast, like lightning, like thunder. A saying spread through the martial arts world. La Sheng is the best spear in the world. Introduction battle. At that time, Li Yuan raised the flag in Chang'an, and the heroes returned. La Yi, the general of Yaozhou, brought his family and soldiers to follow the Tang dynasty. In that army, the most outstanding was the young man Lai Cheng, riding a white horse, holding an 8-foot-long iron spear, majestic and awe-inspiring. One day, the Tang army fought with the rebel army near the Yellow River. The enemy general rode a black horse, holding a large saber in his hand, with a fierce momentum, and cut down several Tang generals one after another. The soldiers were shaken, and the army's morale was shaken. Before he finished speaking, Luo Qing urged his horse forward, his voice resounding like a bronze bell. Let the young general try. He then galloped like the wind, his spear standing upright like a pillar in the sky. The enemy general saw this and laughed loudly. You brat, you dare to brandish your spear in front of me? Before he finished speaking, Luo Qing shouted loudly, his spear flying like lightning. With just one strike, piercing through the armor, the enemy general fell off his horse, dying without a chance to cry out. The soldiers on both sides were stunned. The Tang people shouted, "One spear, Luo Qing! One spear, Luo Qing!" The Tang army's momentum flared up, and they charged forward and defeated the enemy formation. Fame spread far and wide. From that battle, La Fan's name shook the four directions. Now, with La Fan with one spear, it is truly a heaven-given hero. Some said, no one can escape from a single spear strike from La Fan. That night, Li Shimin summoned La Fan into the tent and warmly praised him. You are young, but your spirit is already high. Your abilities are also unparalleled. In the future, you will definitely be a pillar of the Tang dynasty. La Fan knelt down, kowtowed, and said, this young general is willing to devote himself to the Tang dynasty and will not hesitate to live or die. Sitting beside him were Qin Qiong and Cheng Yaojin, both battle-hardened heroes. Qin nodded slightly. Young and talented, truly admirable. Cheng Yaojin laughed heartily and slapped the table. So what about a single spear? Try the Cheng family's 3 palaces, and then talk about being invincible in the world. As soon as he finished speaking, the soldiers at the banquet burst into laughter. La Cheng's face turned red. He stood up and said, if Big Brother Cheng wants to try, please teach me. The two of them immediately walked out to the open space. Cheng swung his hammer, striking down like thunder. Lei Cheng brandished his spear, parried hard, causing rocks and dirt to fly. They fought for more than 10 rounds, but neither of them had the upper hand. Cheng laughed loudly as he fought. What a hero! It seems the rumor that one spear is not exaggerated. Brotherhood Li Shimin saw this and mediated. Enough, you are all heroes in the world. Why compete? If we are of one mind, then this Tang dynasty will be unstoppable. Hearing this, Cheng Yaojin laughed heartily, hugging La Sheng's shoulder. From now on, consider me as having another good brother. If anyone dares to look down on you, they must first go through Cheng's 3 hammers. Qin Qiong also nodded. La Cheng, your loyalty is bright. Your martial arts are extraordinary. I am willing to treat you as my youngest brother, to live and die together. La Cheng knelt down, clasped his hands. little brother is willing to be sworn brothers with you too, to life and death. Even if we go through fire and water, we will never change our minds." The three of them raised their wine cups, poured them on the ground, and swore loudly, "We are willing to be brothers, not forgetting wealth and honor, not abandoning poverty. Going through life and death together, we will never betray each other." That night, the moon was bright. In the camp, heroic laughter echoed. From then on, the world passed down another saying. The two heroes of Qin and Sheng, with the addition of La Cheng's spear, the Tang dynasty has enough heroes. No one can compare. From then on, the young La Sheng stepped out of the darkness, becoming a new star in the midst of war. Chapter 10. Demon King tests fire. Hero makes merit news of the oath at Jiajialu, of the mighty stars converging at Wogong, quickly spread like an earthquake, reaching the splendid Jiangdu, where Emperor Xu was immersed in wine and women. Hearing the news, he became furious and smashed the jade cup in his hand. Emperor Xu, sounding shrill, full of anger. A bunch of bandits dare to form a brotherhood, dare to gather together to oppose the celestial dynasty? I want them to be reduced to ashes. Beside him, a national teacher wearing a black robe, with a sinister face, was the dragon that helped him usurp the throne in the past, now transformed into a human, bowed his head and said, "National teacher, Your Majesty, please calm down. These people are not ordinary. Among them, there are immortals who have descended to earth. Ordinary people cannot defeat them. Please let me summon a demon king from the South Sea. Use the fire of the three Moi to burn down the entire Wu gang, ensuring that not a single blade of grass remains." Sui Yang Emperor laughed savagely. Sui Yang Emperor, good, very good, do it now. I want to see the head of that Qin Shu Bao. A few days later, at Jindi City, an important stronghold near Wu Gang, the sky suddenly darkened. A pitch-black cloud flew over from the south, carrying a stream of scorching heat. From within the cloud, a giant monster with a human body and a buffalo head, and a body ablaze with fire, appeared. He was the Hong Nai old ancestor, a demon king who had cultivated for 1,000 years, holding a three-bladed fan that could create a sea of fire. He hovered above the city, laughing heartily and waving the fan vigorously. A red ghostly flame immediately enveloped the entire Jinti city. But strangely, this flame did not burn down houses, but created terrifying illusions. Anyone who looked at the flame would see their loved ones being tortured, crying miserably, causing them to go crazy and commit suicide. In an instant, the entire city was engulfed in screams and chaos. The urgent news reached Wu Gang. Li Mi, who was temporarily honored as Wei Gong, hastily gathered the Jia Lu brothers. Li Mi, anxious voice. Brothers, the demon king Hong Ne is causing chaos in Jinti City. His methods are extremely cruel. This is our first battle, a real test of fire. I want to see your abilities. Tu Mo Kong stepped out, holding a whisk in his hand, his eyes calm. Tu Mo Kong, don't worry, Wei Kong. This is not the fire of mortals, but the fire cloud illusion formation, a profound magic. Please leave this matter to us, brothers. We will issue a military order. If we cannot break the formation, we will accept our punishment. Qin Shu Bao, La Fan, Cheng Yaojin, and the heroes all stepped out together, their momentum soaring. Qin Shu Bao, we will go. We swear to behead the demon, save the people from the fire and water. Chapter 11. Breaking the fire cloud formation. Brothers of one mind, the five heroes. Qin Shu Bao, Luo Cheng, Dang Xiongxin, Cheng Yaojin, under the command of strategist Xu Maogong, immediately set out. When they approached Jin City, they felt the terrifying heat and heard the sound of mournful wailing coming from outside. Xu Maogong stopped his horse. His eyes suddenly flashed with a green light. He had used the Kunlai sect's heavenly eye technique. Xu Maogong, brothers, be careful. This fire is fake. The illusion is real. The monster is hiding in the center of the city, using a magic lamp called Lai Han Deng to maintain the formation. To break the formation, we must extinguish that lamp. Lo Cheng, voice as cold as ice. No matter how strong his fire is, it cannot defeat the ice of the North Sea. I will go first to clear the way. After saying that, Luo Cheng spurred his horse and charged straight into the sea of fire. He brandished the 100 birds tribute to the phoenix spear. A white, cold air emitted from the tip of the spear, forming an ice path right in the middle of the sea of fire. The illusion and heat energy encountered the cold air and immediately disappeared. Seeing this, Don Hung Tin also shouted loudly, revealing his true form as a giant Xiaolong. He flew up into the sky, opened his mouth and spat out a torrential rain, extinguishing the surrounding demonic flames, helping the soldiers advance. Don Hung Tin. How can your fire compete with the water magic of my Xiaolong? Hung old ancestor saw the formation broken and immediately revealed his true form, holding a 3-bladed fan in his hand and charging straight at Tan Thuk Bao. Hung old ancestor, that Wu Kok Ting Quan, quickly pay with your life. Tan Thuk Bao was not at all intimidated. He spurred his horse forward. The pair of golden blades in his hands emitted a brilliant golden light, hitting the monster's fan straight. Bang! A world-shaking explosion rang out. The golden light of the divine scroll and the firelight of the demon fan collided, creating a shockwave that sent everyone flying. Qin Shubao and the demon were both pushed back several feet. At that moment, Cheng Yaojin saw that Big Brother Qin was in danger, so he immediately picked up his hammer and rushed forward to help. But he was timid by nature, and when he saw the raging fire, he panicked. His hands and feet fumbled, and he tripped over a rock and fell. The hammer in his hand flew out, flying straight towards the Lai Han Dang that was burning faintly on the high platform. Crash! The hammer accidentally hit the lamp. The lamp went out. The sea of fire and the illusion in the city immediately disappeared. Hong Shulao Zhu, who was fighting, suddenly let out a miserable scream. His demonic power was reduced by half. Hong Huao Zhu, oh my God, my Lai Han Dang. When Tu Mo Kong saw this, he shouted loudly, Tu Mo Kong, good opportunity. Brothers, attack together. Immediately, Qin Shubao, Luo Cheng, and Gan Zhongxin used their divine powers at the same time, and 3 streams of power converged, striking directly at Hong Yilao Zhu. The monster only had time to let out a cry before disintegrating into black smoke. The battle ended. The heroes stood in the middle of Jin City, looking at each other and laughing loudly. They had gone through their first life and death battle together, using their powers to protect the people. Their brotherhood, after being tested by the divine fire, had become stronger than ever. The reputation of the 18 heroes of Wogang, from here on, began to resound throughout the world.